We've been working on persuasion, so today's objective, we're going to identify and define persuasive elements in order to analyze their use in advertising. So the last class, we went over ethos, pathos, and logos. I kind of want to stick with that and use that as the basis to analyze Martin Luther King's speech, I Have a Dream. We're going to be analyzing his speech for ethos, pathos, and logos as well. So let's start by reviewing. Okay, according to Aristotle, what are the three ways one can use to convince an audience to adopt your opinion? What are the three ways? Class, I need hands. That's what I'm going to need today. Yes. Ethos, logos, and pathos. And I'll need 3 volunteers. Let's start with ethos. Give me a volunteer to define for us what is ethos. Yes, sir.
An appeal to credibility or character.
Okay, it's an appeal to credibility or character. What could you use in terms of advertising to appeal to one's credibility or character if you were using advertising? Think back to when we started initially looking at it. Ethos is personal credibility. How would that play itself out? Yes, sweetie. Okay, when we started looking at it initially, we looked at ads that had celebrities, and they were used as a means to endorse a product that also gives personal credibility as well. Alright, so personal credibility, you try to convince your audience that you're honest, reliable, and trustworthy. Excellent. Alright, pathos, volunteer. Yes, sir.
Appeal to emotion.
Okay, so if I try to appeal to your sense of emotions, then in fact that is pathos. Excellent. Alright, what about logos? In the back?
Your reason was proof. Your reason was proof.
Okay, you want to give proof such as what?
Facts or expert definitions or statistics.
Okay, facts, expert opinions, definitions will be able to support your ideas as well. Now, just going to kind of go back over what we went over before. I have an advertisement in front of you. Can everybody see it? Yes? Okay, so you have a advertisement. Look at the logo, Joe Chemo. Says the Surgeon General warns that smoking is a frequent cause of wasted potential and fatal regret. They want to know is it ethos, pathos, or logos. Now, before you answer, could this possibly be more than one category? Could this fall under more than one category?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Give me a volunteer to tell me what categories you think it could fall under. Yes, sir. You say pathos and logos. Okay. Why pathos?
Because it's so emotional, someone in the hospital and sick.
Okay, someone looking sick in the hospital, and someone who smokes, what feeling might they feel looking at an advertisement like this? Fear, absolutely. And what about logos? You said logos has to do with statistics, logic. Do you see any statistics or logic here in that relate to logos? I do see another category though. Ethos, okay. Does anybody know who the Surgeon General is? Surgeon General. The Surgeon General is someone who is a medical authority. He's usually at an executive level. He's usually appointed by the President of the United States. And normally if you look at the side of a cigarette carton, it will say the Surgeon General warns that using this product will result in lung disease and other related diseases. So he is a medical authority. So I think that would also fall under logos. Alrighty, let's look at this one. Why you'll love a Mac? Why upgrade to Vista when you can upgrade past it? If upgrading to Vista means buying a new computer, there's a better way. Get a Mac. It's simpler, more powerful, and a lot more fun. I'm a PC. I'm a Mac. Ethos, logos, pathos, perhaps more than one? Yes.
Ethos, because I forgot his name, but he's an actor.
So is this a celebrity?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm aware. What show is he on? Is he?
Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers? Okay, so it's a celebrity. Okay. So they use a celebrity to kind of set the tone for this particular ad. And what else? This pathos? How so?
Because it's saying that it's doing a comparison, like the man on the left is like,
Looks like somebody's sick, or it looks like a hospital patient. Looks like it could be a mental patient, right? And then this particular person, what does he represent? Style. He looks cool. He's very, very hip. So, of course, if you have a Mac, that's supposed to make you feel what? powerful, up-to-date, hip. So they're trying to present to you or give across a certain aura. Excellent. All right, let's move on to the next one. There are some things you just can't afford to gamble with. The dentist's choice for fighting cavities. Crest. So one in the back. There are some things you can't afford to gamble with. Anybody ever had a cavity? What does it look like?
Isn't it brown?
Brown, dirty.
Yeah, it actually, a lot of times it does look like that. It looks like a little hole in your tooth. And it looks like a little black circle in your tooth. Usually dentals try to scrape it away a little bit, and then that's how they end up filling it. Ends up being a hole. So if you had that many holes in your teeth, I think they probably should just pull it. But notice they make it look like a pair of, okay? And the dentist's choice for fighting cavities. I think this could also fall under more than one category. Ethos, pathos, logos, or a combination. Volunteer?
Ethos.
You think ethos? Why?
Because they're using a dentist as an example.
Well, they make their statement what? The dentist's choice. So if dentists use this or recommend it to their patients, then certainly you should be using it. And what else? What are people most afraid of? Well, they're afraid of the dentist, but they're afraid of getting cavities. You don't want to gamble with your teeth because who wants to lose any teeth or have to spend money? So there's a sense of fear that's attached to this as well. Alrighty. Last one related that's actually visual. Lean beef's always lower in fat than you think. Makes you wonder about eating all that skinless chicken, doesn't it? Nice, beautiful salad, cuts of lean beef on top. Ethos, pathos, logos, all of the above. Maybe two of the above. Volunteer? Yes, sir. Pathos, how so? People like to eat and they love to eat good food. That certainly looks tasty. I wish we were having that for lunch. And so what else? Lean beef's actually lower in fat than you think. Logos, why is it, how so?
They're using facts to prove it.
Okay, if you look at the fine print, they actually try to incorporate some statistical data to show that lean beef's actually lower in fat. Now, in front of you, you have a worksheet. On the bottom, you have several statements. They're the same ones that are on the slide. So let's look at the first one. First statement is ask you if it's ethos, pathos, or logos. Some of them may fall into more than one category, but pick one that it's mostly connected to. All right, the first one, a child is covered in bug bites after using an inferior bug spray. Volunteer? Come on, folks, I need hands. Yes.
Pathos.
How so?
The child appeals to your emotions.
How so?
Because you might feel sympathetic because it has all bug bites.
Okay, does everyone agree with her on that one? Okay, good. Next one, a little bit more clear cut. Tiger Woods endorses Nike. Yes, sir.
Ethos.
How so?
Because they're using a well-known actor or character.
Okay, use of a well-known celebrity. Third one, Sprite Zero is 100% sugar-free. Yes, sir. How so? Okay, giving you a fact to support it. Excellent. Make sure you're filling this in as we're going along. A 32-ounce bottle of Tide holds enough to wash 32 loads. Yes, sir, in the back.
Logos.
How so?
Given a fact.
Okay, stating a fact. Hopefully 32 ounces of bottles, a 32-ounce bottle of Tide does wash 32 loads. Excellent. What about a commercial showing an image of a happy couple riding in a Corvette? Yes.
Pathos.
How so?
Because it makes you want to be like that couple.
Have you ever, most commercials that we have cars, aren't they like happy people driving? Everybody wants to drive that particular vehicle? All right, let's look at the next few statements. I want you to look over them quickly. Tell me if it's ethos, pathos, or logos. We'll move through that quickly. And once we determine if they're ethos, pathos, or logos, I want to connect the concept of ethos, pathos, logos to the Martin Luther King speech, because he actually incorporates them in his speech as well. So let's go through them quickly. Next one, on your paper, cardiologists recommend Ecotrin more than any other brand of aspirin. Just run through them quickly. Ethos, pathos. Cardiologists recommend. It sounds like expert credibility. Advil liquid gels provide up to 8 hours of continuous pain relief.
Logos.
Logos, okay. All right, so take a minute or so and fill in the rest of them, and then we'll move on to the speech itself so that we can determine if it's ethos, pathos, or logos.